today's video, I'm going to show you how to never worry about brand ungating ever again. The answer is quite simple. Work directly with the brand. My name is Dan. I'm a multi-8-figure-year Amazon seller with over $70 million of sales under my belt, and I've been on both sides of this gating issue. There are brands I still can't get ungated for. There's brands I've actually tried to gate others off from. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you everything there is to know about brand gating and how you can still succeed in this environment. So first I'm going to explain what is gating or ungating when it comes to Amazon. Gating is basically another term for approval. Approval for third-party sellers to sell a brand. So if you are gated for a brand, it means your selling account is not approved to sell a certain brand on Amazon. If you're ungated, then that means your Amazon account is approved to sell a particular brand on Amazon. And there are a few different levels to brand gating. Level 1 would be ungated automatically. So let's say you make a new Amazon Seller Central account and you go to list a product under a certain brand, and Amazon just allows you to list the product. That means you are automatically ungated for the product, didn't have to do anything. Great. Certain beginner categories and brands, smaller brands, relatively unknown brands, those will be ungated for you even as a brand new seller. As you work your way up towards bigger, more exclusive brands, the gating becomes stricter and stricter. Level 2 of gating would be automatic approval. So basically, it says that you need to request approval to sell the product, but then when you go to submit the selling application online, you are automatically approved to sell that brand basically instantaneously. If you see on Amazon the brand name without a $sign in front of it, that means when you click request approval, you are going to be approved right away. The next level is gating with an application required. So other brands, you'll hit request approval. The brand will typically have a $sign symbol in front of it, which usually means that you will have to provide an invoice. And in the past, Amazon often would gate you with very basic invoices or even retail receipts, and you would only need to show the combined purchase of 10 units. Very, very easy to get ungated. Today, they've really raised the amount of units you need to buy, and the types of suppliers that they're looking for are different. It says explicitly on the Amazon seller application now that retail receipts or order confirmations will not be accepted. So Amazon's really looking for people buying from authorized distributors or the brand directly, and usually the purchasing requirements are now 300 or even 400 units of a single branded SKU to get ungated. And there's no guarantee you even will get ungated if you're buying from some sort of relatively unknown wholesaler. In 2025, you really need to be buying from authorized distributors or the brand directly to be able to successfully get ungated. If your invoice doesn't work, the brand can often issue a letter of authorization, or LOA for short, and you can submit that in lieu of a purchase invoice. That's kind of level 3, and then level 4 is the top level, and there's not much you can do about this as a third-party seller, but some brands are just restricted, period. There are certain select sellers that have either been grandfathered in or have a relationship directly with the brand that can continue to sell the products, but certain brands are gated off to all new sellers, no matter how big they are. Some examples are, the premium beauty brands, perfumes, Gillette razors is a notable one recently. There's a lot of household brand names that are now just completely restricted off with no ability to even apply. And even these brands, there is a path to get approval, but you will need a relationship directly from the brand, and the brand will have to internally whitelist you and authorize you, and then you may be able to apply and get approved to sell the brand. But without a brand direct relationship with someone with the power to do that, you are just out of luck. And I will say, on a positive note, sometimes these hard gated or restricted brands will become eligible to apply with an invoice, and vice versa. Sometimes level 3, like apply with an invoice, becomes totally restricted. I'm not sure why it ebbs and flows the way it does. That's proprietary Amazon info, but I have seen that kind of toggle back and forth. Restricted brands become unrestricted and vice versa. So keep an eye on it. If you are restricted for a brand you really need to sell or want to sell, there may be a window that opens up. So just keep an eye on it. I want to explain why brands gate products in the first place. When you're a seller on Amazon, you need to build up trust and credibility with Amazon. They won't let just any new seller off the street sell some of the most coveted name brand products like Apple, Nike, luxury brands right off the bat. They want to make sure that you are shipping orders on time, that you have good customer service, that there aren't authenticity or counterfeit complaints against your account. And then as your account develops trust, you'll actually start to get auto ungated for more and more and more brands. Automatically, you will start getting approved for some more high profile brands, but even an account like mine with tens of millions of dollars of sales, there are many, many brands I still have to apply with an invoice, and there are yet more brands that are totally restricted from. And you may ask yourself, why are there these restrictions in the first place? And there are a few main reasons. One, counterfeits. So counterfeiting is a legitimate multi-billion-dollar a year problem, especially in industries like beauty. There's a lot of fake counterfeit beauty products being exported here from other countries and sold in brick and mortar markets and also online, unfortunately. I think Amazon and the brand owners are right to restrict who can sell their products due to that problem. Otherwise, it's causing huge brand reputation, safety concerns with customers. I mean, I don't think I need to really go into it any further for you guys to understand that both Amazon and brand owners want zero counterfeits on the platform. Unfortunately, due to some bad actors, the gating landscape is the way it is. The other one is a lot of times brands will have MAP concerns, so minimum advertised price. So let's say a luxury perfume brand, they want their perfume sold at $150 online, not a penny less. And there are these unauthorized sellers that come on there and then they start undercutting the price to $140, $130, $120, $110. And the brand owners are sitting there watching and seeing their brand reputation kind of erode in front of their eyes. And discounts like that can really tarnish a brand's reputation. Furthermore, brick and mortar stores, let's say department stores like Macy's or Saks, they might see the price online of, let's say, a Chanel cologne, and it's $50 less than they're selling it for. So then the brick and mortar customers call the brand and say, why is our MAP price being undercut online by all these sellers? It's unfair. Now our sales are going down. So it just creates a lot of chaos. So brands really love restricting who can sell their product. Whether Amazon will listen to them is another story. So the process for a brand to gate their brand has to go through brand registry. So brands have to have a brand registry account, and then they'll raise a case with brand registry support. And the extent to which Amazon will cooperate and actually gate your brand off to sellers has to do with a few things. So are you a huge brand? If you're a multi-billion-dollar brand doing lots and lots of revenue on their platform, Amazon is going to take your concerns very seriously. If you can prove that there are counterfeits circulating on Amazon and out there in the world, Amazon's going to take your case much more seriously. So basically, the bigger you are and the more damage that you can prove that sellers or counterfeits are doing to your brand reputation, the more likely you are to have Amazon actually gate your brand. So that's kind of how it works from the other side. And then now I'm going to talk about why you should work with a brand directly. So if all this sounds like a big headache to you, you're not alone. I like to just be able to get authorized immediately and sell the products and not have to go through an approval process that may or may not work. The best way to do it, it's just to work with the brand directly. When you work with the brand directly, they can authorize your store and invite you as an authorized reseller through their brand registry account. And what that will do is basically guarantee that you get ungated. You can get all the right paperwork, letter of authorization, you can get an invoice directly from the brand, and you can get the brand registry invite. And that is going to work 99, if not 100% of the time to get you ungated for products. The downside is there's a little bit more of a barrier to entry to get these relationships, but once you do, you can sleep at night. You can have no concerns over a brand suddenly becoming unapproved to sell, which is a huge problem with arbitrage or even wholesale through distribution. Let's say you buy $100,000 of Nike products. One day you get an email from Amazon with no notice. Nike is now restricted. What do? You have to do an expensive removal order of $10,000 or $20,000 just to get the product back to your warehouse. Then you have to try and dump it on eBay or whatnot or whatever. Heard stories like this time and time again where arbitrage seller has large amount of inventory from a brand. All of a sudden it's gated, it's restricted, and what do? They have to remove it, liquidate it, take a big loss. So if you want to mitigate that risk, the very best way to do that is just to work with the brand directly. Every single year that passes, I'm seeing more and more brands get gated. The trend is just so incredibly clear that Amazon is becoming more brand centric. All the products Amazon wants sold on their platform is either brand selling directly or Amazon retailing directly or some sort of exclusive relationship with a reputable seller. Gone are the days where Amazon is just okay with 20, 30, 40 resellers on a product without approval from the brand. They're really trying to get away from that. In 2025 and beyond, you're posed with a few options. You can do arbitrage, which great way to get started, dip your toes in the water, maybe get some quick wins, make a few quick bucks, but also face the risk of brands coming down on you. You can take it a step further. You can go the wholesale route and buy from wholesalers, liquidators, distributors, but you still face some risk in brands not directly authorizing you and still a lot of ungating issues. Or you can take the safest route, which is brand direct. And this business model is going to last 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years into the future because it's the safest, most insulated, profitable business model there is. I think you have to ask yourself as a seller, what type of seller do you want to be? Do you want to be a hustler, a side hustler? Maybe arbitrage is right for you. If you want to build a real business that you might even be able to sell someday to a large company, brand direct relationships are the way to go. So if you've watched this video and you find yourself agreeing with me that brand direct relationships are the way to go, and if you're ready to build some of these relationships, then click the link below and let's get to work.